festive.
Aw, I have one of those somewhere.
So festive. My child ran off with his.
Here's my festiveness. My festiveness is my Christmas.
Ooh, that is festive.
I have themed wine glasses for every season.
I just have my Cersei glass.
I like that.
I do love the Cersei glass, though.
I just have my little teacup that I use most of the time. It's like a shot glass and a half.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is in your teacup?
I actually had to go grab the bottle of port that I was given for Christmas.
Port? That's fancy, like British drawing room.
I want to grab it.
British syrup.
I used to try to be fancy, and I would drink like port and sherry, and man, that is so sweet. It is so sweet.
I feel that's part of like growing, like learning and getting more mature in your palate. You're like, no, less sugar. Eventually you're drinking.
Actually, yeah, I used to be candy and chocolate and sweet, but I've my husband's sweet tooth has never gone away, but I don't know. I don't dig it as much as I used to. I'm more about like salty, popcorn is my downfall.
Flavor and spice. Like shawarma has become a thing. And I know. Didn't know what shawarma was the same way as Iron Man didn't. But I was also very interested the moment he's like, there's a shawarma place over there. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. Let's do that after this.
Shawarma. It's just fun to say. I was
going to say, it's just fun to say. Okay.
Ooh, that is fruity smell.
Alrighty, so
yeah,
I didn't have a lot of time to bone up, Laura, so it's going to be pretty much.
Oh, I can talk.
Yes, I know you can, which is why I'm so glad you're the one on tonight.
I showed up. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah, we don't.
I know we're shopping something.
Brax, you little bastard.
I'm sorry. My usual being prepared also kind of went out the window as I was at the office until very late today.
That's all right. I actually have a lot to talk about as far as the campaign goes. I have like fun extra stuff.
Yay!
Yes.
Also, by the way, the playing cards were gorgeous. I'm still just so in awe.
So good.
I love them. I love them. And I'm probably going to get, because I already had the book, so obviously, it's in my office at work. I keep it there. But I'm going to give the extra copy that I got to someone for Christmas.
Yeah. People who like dressing up.
Yes.
I was not kidding when I said that my cat was a dum-dum. He actually did eat and then throw up some lily leaves, petals.
Oh, no, lilies?
Yes, like daylilies.
Oh, no. Is he okay?
Yeah. He is.
Okay, that's, $100
in a hospital stay later.
I was going to say, yeah, lilies are one of those, those
never again.
That's why
he never messes with flowers, except he likes to eat roses, just the petals. He prefers red.
It's very romantic.
He's a very bougie cat. But normally, nothing else he ever messes with. And those were on a sideboard that he isn't supposed to be able to reach besides.
Except that they always get to...
But he's like, ooh, those look toxic.
Yeah. Well, Gigi was the climber in our family, and he would eat anything. But Brax, actually, since he's been getting the injections, he's getting obnoxiously acrobatic again like he was. Yeah, it's really Silencia. It's great for their arthritis. He has got the zoomies real bad all over the house all the time. I mean, he's lost like 1.5 pounds.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, he's doing great. He is. Yeah, he is. My fat geriatric cat is not quite as fat anymore.
Happy kitty.
He's 16 and he is moving. Oh, baby. How old is that one, Jack?
Huh?
How old is that
one? She might be 2 now.
I was saying she's small.
She is a smaller cat.
Oh.
But she's definitely a devil. She's very unhappy with me holding her right now like this. It is.
Gigi was the same way. He hated to be held.
It is fully on her terms.
Yes. Yeah. I had to sweep him up and put him up on my shoulder and like carry him around the house doing the walkies. That was the only way and only by me. He would not let any, because when we lived with my brother would pick him up like a baby. And he would. So I was the only one he would let pick up. Oh, hi, Lawrence. Welcome. It's 8:00. So do you want to run the?
Let's see. Where's the button?
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Texas Steampunk Connection, coming to you live from various parts of Texas in our bunkers and airships and whatnot. I am Flavio as usual, and with me as always is Thax, the gentleman adventurer, and Jack from Steam Chest. And we have Master Blue Stocking. Say hello, guys.
Hey!
So once again, we are here to talk, probably about steampunk, most likely, because that's what this is about. Thank you for listening to the Texas Steampunk Connection.
Hello!
Woo!
Hello.
So, like we said earlier, the responsible adult is not in the room tonight. So
Party!
So it's on.
it is on. So welcome to Texas Steampunk Connection. I'm also the introvert, so I'm going to let Jack do most of the talking.
I'm the unprepared one, so.
Zax could not be with us tonight, so we will persevere and move ahead. Yes, you know what? We're going to let Laura carry most of this because she has some very cool stuff to us. Hi, Kristen. Kitty's with us. So we were going to talk about, we're going to talk with Laura about her good stuff, but we're also going to talk about last minute
Steampunk shopping.
Steampunk shopping is also why Laura's here.
And your dissertation. I'm on episode 4.
What, my dissertation?
Yes, you. There's so
You've
many
listened-
dissertations.
My dissertation.
I didn't, honestly, I know of two or three people very specifically I know who listen to it. I don't actually know who else, because most of the people that have done voiceovers, I don't think they've listened to it. So
I started the first one, and my
See?
problem is I'm in the car most of the time, and so it doesn't work great on my phone right now. So I apologize. I am trying. I want to.
it's a it may be a podcast, but it's still a dissertation, so it's not like it's the most.
I binge listened to the first 3, and then I got the 4th one, and that was before the 5th one was out. So then I had to wait, and I have to actually be thinking about it at the same time that I have time to listen to go back.
Well, I still haven't put out episode 8 yet, and it's been almost 3 months, so you'll have plenty of time to catch up. Episode 8 should be out soon, hopefully, but I will need voiceovers.
Well,
Like
send them my
4.
way.
So one of them will be Selena, because she is like playing it to the cheap seats every time, and it's great. So okay, all right. So I guess we'll. Oh, Laura, is it just me that you're sticking a little bit? Are you seeing that too, Jack?
Both of y'all have stuck a little bit. I think we're
Okay.
dealing with holiday amounts of traffic.
I've seen you stick a little bit, and I was just waiting it out.
Okay, I was just making sure it wasn't just me, because sometimes I'm not sure if it's my computer or not.
If you
Okay.
freeze long enough for me to not understand something, I'll just be like, what?
Well, no, the audio's coming through real clear. It's just
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
Like doing the robot here.
The lovely frozen smile. Okay, so
that's
Jack,
actually really hard to do.
what are you drinking tonight?
Well, got this wonderful bottle of Graham's 20-year aged tawny port.
Okay, and why did you go the port route?
I didn't. My friend did, because she had found recently that she likes port. It's like a sipping wine. And it's
Yes. For women in Victorian drawing rooms, yes.
apparently so. It's like we want our own scotch, but something that tastes more like brandy without the harshness. That's what this really tastes like to me.
Like we can go to our parlor.
Yes, retire to the ladies' parlor while the men have brandy and
Thimble
cigars.
the size of my head.
Discuss other the matters of the universe.
Yes.
It's very fortifying and heartening. Okay, so Laura, what do you have tonight? Because I know you messaged me to ask me if there was a beverage theme. Like,
I wanted to make sure I was on theme. And
we just grab whatever we have on hand.
But it's the holidays, so I have a fancy little bottle of Corbel.
Fancy.
Don't call it champagne because it's not from the Champagne region of France.
Champagne region.
Yes.
It's champagne.
Sparkling water thing.
I mean, it's over $10 a bottle, so it might as well be champagne.
I mean, yeah, it's
Classy.
Like, those are champagne prices in this economy.
Exactly. In this economy, so fancy.
Well, I just have my usual Lambrusco. So
hard
Stella
to beat Lambrusco.
Rossa, it's very good. Screw top, $9.
Well, cheers.
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 Okay, so what do we want to start with? We want to let Laura go into her.
What's a good place to start would be 'cause she's
Hanging.
got things to talk about.
See how long we can let her run.
Yeah, okay.
iPad.
So I'll start from the beginning. It's a very good place to begin. It was 2 years ago.
We're gonna get a whole story out of this.
But I feel
2 years
like
ago,
a
it
little
was
context,
raining.
just in case somebody
Yeah.
picked up this Texas Steampunk Connection in the last year.
Well, it has been almost 2 years, though, right? Or just about since the first time you were on.
Yeah, because I launched Kickstarter for my first book, the Victorian Collection, which is now
Awesome
in my
book, by the way.
hands.
Oh wow, it has been that
like
long.
hardcover. What?
It's
Who does
lovely.
Hardcover. Only people committed to excellence.
It is a beautiful book.
I was really happy with it. I went through Print Lore in Chicago, and they're pretty good at communicating and back and forth and pointing out like, hey, check this, check that, and do the other thing. But so it was 2 years ago because I launched from TeslaCon in fall, and it was early November instead of early December that year. And so it actually finished up early December, so I bypassed the holidays, which was nice. This year it's kind of like everything's going on at once.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
But so both of these books are similar in a lot of ways. In the Victorian collection, Advanced Costuming Techniques kind of featured 15 of my Victorian steampunk inspired gowns.
Wow.
Made over the last decade-ish, give or take, mostly give. And I like to tell people, I wish that I had thought about this, and they're not, I would have called it sewing and costuming techniques, because I think the advanced intimidates people. It throws them off. And I'm like, no, it's not advanced. Like you have to be so advanced. It's like you have a really basic level of knowledge of sewing, and you're trying different things. You're learning new things as you go, which is, every time you sew something, you learn something new. Every time you make something, you learn something new.
Yeah.
And I make a point of that when I'm making, gowns and whatnot. And it's mostly for steampunk now, but I started out in the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah.
So I was even trying.
There's a lot of overlap though with those. Yeah.
And so each chapter goes into like the thing or two that I was trying to learn more about when I was making that gown.
Okay.
In most cases, that technique or that thing that I learned has nothing to do with Victorian. You could apply it to, just about anything. Adjusting a pattern or interlining or covered buttons or like pleats, cord work and skirt tapes. Some of them are a little more niche, but not necessarily Victorian. And so each chapter starts out with me talking about the inspiration for the dress and like some of the process, maybe some historical nerding out. And then each chapter ends with a section about this thing that I did. I made 73 covered buttons. Here's what I learned, and here's what could save you time and trouble. Because let me tell you, around number 43, you're like, okay, I'm doing this differently now. Like, I have learned something today. And so with book two is the Halloween collection, Costume and Cosplay Techniques. So it's more focused on character and cosplay costumes and less on just Victorian, just because I'm like down to like less than 10 of my Victorian costumes that I consider good enough to go into a book. So
yeah,
I'm pulling from this other range, and there's a whole nother genre, a whole nother section of types of skills that you have to learn for these different types of costumes. Like some of them that I go into, wigs and headpieces, applying and painting latex prosthetics.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Wow.
Prepping 3D printed pieces for armor, weapons, props, and then painting and weathering those pieces. I do have a chapter. I listened to my feedback from the first book. They're like, so these are all ladies' dresses? I'm like, not if you're a man and you put it on, but I hear you. So I have a chapter on menswear / tailoring details.
Okay.
And but most, I've got like leather work. I've got different ways to kind of fake scale mail.
Oh, okay.
Embroidering with
Nice.
unusual materials. Working with four-way stretch material, which comes in a lot when you're cosplaying, oddly. So all of these different things. So you could have an area or two that you're very experienced in and you're very skilled in and you do a lot. And yet if you come up with a new costume idea, you might be required to like learn 2 completely new skills to make that costume yourself. But at the same time, it's like the first or second time you're trying to do something and you can't expect that you'll be extremely good at it, but you still want it to look good because you're making a costume.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where my book is aimed at. It's not at beginners, but beginners in specific skills. You might be a pro at latex prosthetics already, but you don't have much experience in trying to make or put on wigs and headpieces, and you could use the tips there. And so what I'm putting together
It's a book
is
for people who have a clue.
yes, and who want to learn and realize that this is new, and I want to look at some approachable ideas on how I can make this look good first time out of the gate.
Don't make my mistakes.
Yeah, I mean,
book.
Well,
Yeah.
I got some good stories.
somebody's already been through it.
I'm making the Bo-Katan Kryze costume. So I'm
Okay.
making a Mandalorian costume, and this is the first time working with 3D printed items. I'm making all of the armor from 3D printed PLA.
Oh wow.
I think it's the cosplay, which is specifically made to be more sandable, which is nice. It's not actually that nice. It's not very sandable, but I have figured things out. Let me tell you. But so I have a friend who's really good at and he's got like 4 different 3D printers, and so I bought all of the pieces, patterns, and so he's been printing them out for me. But this is like getting them over time, and so by the time I wanted to wear the costume in my wildest dreams at Fan Expo in Chicago this late summer, early fall, I only had like half the pieces like painted and done, and I'm like, there's just no way. So I had this backup costume planned from Battlestar Galactica. That's Katie Sackhoff.
Starbuck.
Yeah.
Starbuck.
Yep.
One of the better characters from the entire TV show.
Same actress played both characters.
I was going to say, Katie Sackhoff plays both of them, yeah.
On top of that, Katie Sackhoff was attending Fan Expo.
Oh.
She was doing like the signing and the photo ops and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Maybe she'll see my outfit. And then outfit is not going to be done, and outfit is not going to be complete. So I'm like, oh, well, I'll go with Starbuck, and that'll be fun. And then I had this lightning strike of inspiration. I'm like, oh, I'll do a crossover.
A crossplay?
Crossover. I'll do Bobuck. So I have this. I do. And so I also did a thing.
Oh, she posted pictures, didn't? Yeah.
We'll find pictures.
Yeah, there's pictures.
Oh.
She's going to find pictures.
We'll go find pictures. Me and my big mouth.
I had it right here. So I indulged in a photo op, but it was a lot of fun, and I think she got a big kick out of it. And even that making that much armor was a learning process. But okay.
Yeah, it was badass.
Oh, nice.
It was very cool.
So I've got the Mandalorian headband and all of the leg armor, and I did the guns.
Gotcha.
And then I've got the Starbuck tanks and wig, of course. And then the tattoo and holsters and pants.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Very
I
cool.
love it. I did see that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
so
awesome.
I had fun with that. I did get a lot of Sarah Connor guesses, though.
No, I can see that. Yeah, I can see where that might come in.
I'm like, I do look like I'm going to kick some butt. That's true. I had a few people ask me to flex. I'm like, okay. Like, could you pose for me? I'm like, yes.
I mean, I was impressed. So
Be a
yeah,
strong
it was.
female lead for you.
I think I'm gonna get to 300 in my deadlift before the end of the year.
Heck
Girl.
yeah.
Yeah, I was watching the video you had posted. I'm just. It is amazing.
You got to do it before my back goes, you know.
It won't be long. You wake up one morning and it's just
right. It's
gone.
Like, surprise. You're doing chair aerobics now.
Yep, chair yoga. That's all you can do.
Chair yoga.
I'm working
I'm
only
doing
in the
it right
pool.
now. I'm just sitting here clenching. That's right.
Okay, I'm gonna walk away from that one. So, more about your Kickstarter.
Okay.
So when does that? It's already going on right now, right?
It is, and this Saturday is the midpoint.
Okay.
And we are sitting at around 44%, which is okay, but it's about 10% behind where the first book was. But I understand that when it's your very first thing and people are like, oh my God, this is exciting and it's life-changing and she's never going to do anything like this again. They're like, okay. And then when it's like your fourth one, they're like, so you're going to keep doing these things, huh?
The shine has worn off.
Yes, but it's cool.
Oh,
Writing books, man.
I know.
Yeah. How long is this one going to run?
It's going to actually run until December 31st.
Okay, so I need to get in there and take care of it. I haven't had a chance. I don't think I've done it yet.
I wouldn't now.
Yeah.
Kickstarter, I think it's like over 31 or 33 days, something like that. They don't let you do it longer than that.
Okay.
There's some cutoff, but they're like, you don't want to let it go on too long because people are like, oh, this has been going on forever. Get off my feed. But too short, and they miss it because Facebook and some places never show you anything.
Yes.
So
Yes, that is
trying to find that sweet spot, and there's still always like this middle lull where kind of like, you know, there's people who are like, oh, I think I'll wait and make it dramatic. I'm like, for the love of God, please don't.
Stop making it dramatic.
My heart can't take it.
Oh, Jack, can you kick the link up? I don't have. I'll create a StreamYard account one of these days. But can you kick the link up for the Kickstarter?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming this is going to be tiered like your last one. The different.
Yep. The first level where you get the book, it's the book just like the first one for $30 plus $5 to cover shipping and everything, and then $5 you get the PDF or not PDF, the wallpaper bundle. So it's like wallpapers for phone and or devices. And so with that stuff, then it's 40. First book can be added on for 25. If you don't have it yet, there's options to get just the PDF versions of both. So of course that would be quite a bit cheaper. There's options where you can get both hardcovers and PDFs. There's an option, I call it the booksellers option, where you get 4 copies for $100, which is obviously a deal. And then a number of other tiers. I have a couple of the outfits from the first book available for purchase. There's a corset and bustle set that I put up, but it was gone like the first day. So,
okay.
I'm like, oh, okay. Well, if people really want that, I put up a tier, an option for a custom corset by me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And with an optional add-on for a bustle that would be matching. So the corset will be the style that's shown in the image, which is actually a historic pattern that I have. I got it. I'm going to talk out of my butt here and say it's from a book it's all about it just has tons and tons of patterns in it. And it's organized chronologically. And I don't think it's Nora. Never mind. I won't talk out of my butt. But it's a book with corset patterns, historical ones, and I got it printed out on grid paper, 1 to 1 inch. And so it is a historic pattern. It's actually really gorgeous pattern. It's really heavily boned, and that one I make with silk on the outside, satin lining, and then 2 layers of coutil inside, and then the boning is sandwiched in between the 2 layers. And then I have the self satin edging on the top and bottom, and boning reinforced modesty panel so it doesn't get all squinchy when you're trying to put it on. Squinchy.
Squinchy. Yeah, I'm looking at these. I hadn't looked at the page yet. I didn't know there was like, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna need to. Yeah, we'll need to talk about
yourself.
Well, we'll talk about sizes and stuff of what you've got available, because yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know there was like actual clothing involved in these tiers.
Oh yeah. The sizing on the existing costumes is listed, but for the custom corset, you would send a number of your measurements in, and then we'd go back and forth, and it would be made for you.
She flies you out on a private jet full of alcohol
for an additional fee.
Personalized fitting.
The free hotel. It's my spare bedroom.
Hey,
you get Paris. He's a leg warmer. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That is right. Very cool.
Yeah. So there's all that, but I haven't told you the most exciting part.
But wait, there's more.
Oh wait, there's more. So I had another lightning strike of idea. I'm like, okay, so the whole concept is I have my specialty. I'm very good at the sewing, the fitting of the bodices, kind of like the corsetry aspect. I go for a very more on the tailored end of Victorian versus what I like to call wedding cake Victorian. Everyone has their own preferences, but that's what I like. So I'm very good at that. Very experienced. It all ends up looking great and stuff. But I do still have a lot of things that I've never tried this before. Once upon a time on my first skirt, I was scared to do a zipper. And so I sewed Velcro. On my first skirt and wore it out to Math Planet. And I'm like, there, I have my skirt. It's fun. It's black velvet, whatever.
Who's going to tell?
Exactly.
Unless you're in the SCA where they look at your seams. But
we're always learning stuff. So yeah. I'm like, so the books are written from the perspective of I'm learning something here. And there's going to be like an interesting and maybe embarrassing for me story about that learning process. And so hopefully entertaining. And then I talk about what I learned and what could save someone else time, trouble, headache. Yeah. But what about getting the perspective of actual professionals, experts in that specific area, like wigs and headpieces, somebody who's been doing this, who has scads of experience in that area, and just getting them. And what are your more, frequently asked questions? What do people always ask you who are, first starting out in this? And they're like, how do you do this? How do you do that? What advice would you have for them? So in 5 chapters, 6 if everyone delivers, but I'm a realist, I'm going to have experts in the creative fields, professionals, and extremely well-known cosplayers who are like chef's kiss at what they do. And they're going to come in and be in like the experts corner for that chapter. And they're going to give, honestly, I'm just telling them what the chapter like header is. I'll tell them what my costume is, but they don't have to do it about that costume. It's like, what advice would you give someone at a beginner or intermediate level in this?
Yeah.
And so for prepping 3D printed pieces and painting and weathering these items is Timothy Harrison of Harrison Designs and Concepts in Chicago.
Oh.
For like adhering and working with and even painting latex prosthetics and accessories is Rory Sunderland, who also works with HDC. For wigs and headpieces, I have Stephanie Schultz of Silver Sark, who has been in the I feel like it's like steampunk meets goth meets haute couture. She's been doing like fashion shows for ages. She showed on New York Fashion Week last year.
Wow.
So that's really exciting. Glenn Reyes, who is a really well-known costumer and cosplayer and does like just impeccable work. Just impeccable. Dude's got over 300 costumes and they all look impeccable. And he is so modest, so very modest, but he's contributing to the chapter on menswear and tailoring.
You're
Lindsay
so
Miller
fancy.
is contributing to the who runs Lady Pearl. It's like a knitting, like a custom knitting box, and it could be crochet. I'm terrible because I don't do either of that. I'm like,
I don't
but
either.
they're like thematic
She would
knitting
know.
boxes, and she dyes her own yarn and everything.
Wow.
So, and she's done all sorts of themes. And she's doing the chapter on fabric dyeing and painting. I think she's going to be concentrating on the fabric dyeing though. And let's see.
A lot going into this book.
Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts here.
But there's, so like it's not just starter advice from someone who is very involved in sewing, but it's also advanced advice from experts who have had a lot of time and experience put into this particular thing.
It almost feels like the way you write your books are the way that people do costumes, where they'll do their first book, or your first book is like the first 5 years you've worked on it, going, here's what I learned, just stabbing myself repeatedly. And then the next book is like, here's the next year and a half of what I've learned.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's not just all about corsets this time. It's like, I sat here and I made these 5 different things, 5 different costume pieces, costume completelies. And then that's when you're like, well, I had to do armor for one of them. And so therefore, here's what I figured out with the armor bit. And here's what I figured out latching that armor bit to clothing. And so the way it's written is not like, you want to make a full one-piece thing over here, from start to finish and being a master, masterwork piece when you're done. This is you have a pretty good idea where you start at, and you just needed those little tips and tricks about folding this correctly when you're doing the sewing, or, just a little, I like that.
Oh yeah. I was starting at 1 with the 3D printed pieces. I'm like, okay, I'm YouTubing first. And then I'm reaching out to friends who I know have experience in this. I'm like, okay, so this is what I kind of understand. Am I going in the right direction here? And still there's some interesting close calls. For example, did you know that the flexibility, not quite melting, but like the flexibility point of some of this 3D fiber filament, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that temperature point is low enough that if it's sitting in the sun,
yes,
it can distort.
Oh no.
Or say, like, maybe you live down south and you have your entire set of Mandalorian armor sitting in the back seat of your car,
and where it's been 115 degrees over the summer,
and it's goo.
Oh, so it's susceptible. Oh no!
The melting point,
but my mind immediately went there. I'm like, oh god, people need to know this.
I wouldn't
right up there. Like, don't throw water on a grease fire. Well, maybe not that bad, but
wait, you're not supposed to.
The world has ended if you've done your entire armor.
5 hours on that armor, it would feel.
Yeah. Oh no! Yeah. Well, and the way, I mean, like Jack said, it's the way you build up, but that's how people build costumes. I mean, you don't necessarily start with an exact idea of what you want when you get into this kind of thing. You're like my best friend. She's been adding pieces over, visits, and now she's pretty complete, but it took a couple of visits to festivals to figure out what she wanted to look like. So,
or
you
even
build it up.
You have a really specific idea, like, okay, I'm going to build a Bo-Katan costume. Okay, so then you start breaking it down. Okay, so I need the fabric jumpsuit. I might need a wig if I don't have like red hair, or I'm not willing to like accept that suspension of disbelief that my hair is longer. I need the armor. I need weapons. I need all of these things. What can I do? And what can I learn to do well enough that'll look good enough to satisfy my own standards for my work?
Yeah.
Because I don't have thousands of dollars to spend.
I was going to say, you can buy, but
you can.
It's so expensive.
But it's so expensive. And I'm like, gosh, guys, I mean, I'm willing to put the time in.
Yeah.
As long as I know that it'll look decent.
Well, and I guess that's the split. Do you want to pay the thousands of dollars to not have to deal with it, or do you want to learn some new
Beyond
tricks
that,
and
it's like
techniques?
being able to go, yeah, I made it.
And I wish I could do that, but I don't. So I just, much to my mother's shame and chagrin, I can't. I've tried. It's just not one of those things I'm good at.
Well,
She tried.
Everybody has their thing. Somebody showed me at TeslaCon last weekend. My husband and I actually managed to snag a suite, so we figured we were obligated to have a small party, and so we did champagne tasting.
Obligated.
And can I swear?
I think we've been loosening the rules on that lately. So.
All right, so I labeled it fucking fancy champagne tasting. And so in order to get in, you had to prove your fanciness. And
warn me next time. Don't do that when I'm taking a drink.
I asked, can we switch?
You completely did. You just happened to take a sip.
I wasn't expecting it to come right out of the gate like that. Okay.
Expect it. I'm going to curse. It's going to be great.
Okay. Continue with your story. I'm okay now.
So one woman, she showed me her embroidery, like very detailed embroidery that I think it was like a little teapot and funny steampunk slogan. And I was like, okay, that's fancy. Yeah, I don't have the patience for that. And I'm wearing this ridiculous, ornate gown that I made, and I'm like, no. We all have our thing that we're like,
we all have the thing we can do.
Drive us through that process.
I hate sewing like regular. Like I can cross stitch. I love cross stitching. I'm really good at it. But it's also because it's just a pattern. You just have to be able to keep count. But sewing. Well, and I have dysgraphia, so I do, or I have dyscalculia, so I do occasionally end up with some. I've had to pick out like half of a pat, but
start because something else. Wait, what number was I on?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and I can look at any of the ones I have hanging up, and I know where the mistakes are, but I also know that nobody else knows where the mistakes are. And that's also the thing. Yeah, we'll see every single mistake, but other people aren't necessarily going to notice that.
I saw a typo in my book. I'm like, oh, I had it edited. But
yes,
it was the autocorrect changed Victoria to Victorian.
Oh no,
which is very
Queen
easy
Victorian
past, so it's Queen Victorian.
Well, that's also a weird choice for the autocorrect to make, though. I mean, that's weird. Also, by the way, Johnny Steverson wants to know if someone can make a Star Trek steampunk costume.
Oh yeah.
I
did a steampunk 7 of 9.
Yes, I believe I have seen pictures of that as well.
Want to go with kind of the Prime Universe back. I don't know. He the way he dressed when we were down.
Oh, Johnny.
Johnny. He went with the very like formal,
like the captain's
naval officer.
Yeah, naval officer out.
Civilian naval officer outfit. Now, I think if it was me dressing Johnny up, that's a weird costume, weird way.
He's like your Ken doll. Just dress him up.
Like I would definitely want to put
as
him
we talk about him while he's watching this.
Like either the Next Generation or the movie First Contact outfit, and then work from like steampunking that from that point, because I really do like that weird pattern gray for the top. It made everyone feel, I don't know, it looked less like you're sticking people in plastic gloves.
Yeah, fair. I mean, nobody minded Jerry Ryan looking like she was stuck in a plastic glove.
I mean, I was reading about her outfit too, the issues with her costume, and
the first one especially.
Yes, that was bad. That was real bad. Yeah.
Everybody would look at like Star Trek: The Motionless Picture. Everyone was wearing, Ziploc bags.
I love Star Trek as much as the next person, but I do think they overestimated the amount of jumpsuits that people are going to wear in the future.
They're like, these are just so easy. No one has.
No, they're not. Not if you're a woman. They're a problem.
I mean, I would wear zip-up jumpsuits like the baggy ones that you see like in The Expanse, if that was my job.
Oh, okay. No, The Expanse,
at that point.
Yeah, basically just a big onesie.
Cozy.
Yeah, but those are like mechanics jumpsuits in The Expanse. I mean,
right? Just
Firefly.
Like even Adam
or
Savage,
Firefly,
has his own. Since he was in the movie, they actually gave him like Savage Industries or something like that. It's an actual company in there, and so he on his tested page.
Wait, in what?
Adam
What was-
Savage was in The Expanse.
Which
He
season?
was the captain. He didn't have his glasses on, so it was like really weird.
Which
He was
season?
the captain of the exploratory vehicle that got exploded.
I didn't
No idea.
watch the last season. I don't. Yeah, it's been
It
a
was
while
in the
since I
first
watched it.
season.
Was
It's
it
when
first
the science ship that goes to the planet that the asteroid crashes on, and then there's that ship that gets like taken apart in space.
Oh yeah.
He's the
Okay.
captain.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I know.
Yeah, if you haven't watched The Expanse, it's really good. Gotta watch it.
Closed my eyes and heard his voice. I'm like, why am I watching Mythbusters? And then I look at him. Like,
His costume,
glasses on.
his Comic-Con costumes are bananas. Oh, didn't he do the
I've heard.
BioShock? One of the
I think
costumes
so.
from BioShock? Yeah, I think he did one of those. Yeah, his costumes
Oh,
are bananas.
That Big Daddy or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I still think one of his best ones was going around as No Face and like handing out coins to people, and the people who knew what that meant were trying desperately to give the coins back.
So yeah, costumes. I mean, there's a lot of good crossover with Victorian and the cosplay and you could steampunk anything at this point. I mean,
Basically, yeah.
everything.
That's the whole
Ghostbusters, Justice League.
Ghostbusters.
I love the steampunk Ghostbusters. That is one of my favorites.
Those guys are great.
There's a
Those guys
Steampunk
are great.
Pope that comes to test the con.
Steampunk Pope.
Yep.
Oh no.
Steam Pope.
It's a excellent costume.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to really.
Steam mobile this time.
Yes.
Hang on, I gotta look this up because I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the current new
Oh yeah, there he is.
like the new little Sith girl on the current Ahsoka series rolled into like some sort of Star Wars con.
That's
in
kind of
the,
badass.
Little T-68 floating.
Yeah.
Okay, I need
Theater.
to ask Lawrence, would you like me to get that out, with the exception of the book that's not printed yet, before Christmas? Because I was gonna say, like, if you guys place an order like before the 19th and you leave me a message that you would like everything that's printed. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I can try and ship to you to get it out to you by Christmas if you want like a copy of the book or anything that's already printed, which is everything except the new book, because this is to fund the printing. Everything else I could get out to you, but please let me know if you would like it to be sent out to you.
Gotcha.
Because if I don't have to pay shipping twice, I won't. But if it's a request, I will do
Feel that.
I will.
As the owner of Steam Chest there for a long time, I hated reshipping.
I'm
things.
sorry to interrupt you. I just saw that. I wanted.
No, you're fine.
That's what this is for.
Yeah. Yeah, and Rita's on here anyway, so it's not like it would be a surprise because she's also watching. Yeah.
I'm surprised Rita didn't write it.
I know. I feel like they're sitting side by side on their computers whenever we're on.
I think honestly, she's at her computer and he's like on his cell phone on the couch drinking his
weird beer. Brat.
What's weird about it?
It's delicious, is what it is. It's just
It's a
like,
high octane, is what it is. That is.
Like,
it's
Yeah.
leaded.
Barely
You
aged.
can run it in any car behind 1933.
Is this a homemade beer?
No.
No.
They
He's
are
like
limited
that.
runs.
The fancy. Yeah, some of the fancy weird stuff.
I like some of the fancy beer.
Not quite side by side. See, they are on their own computers in the same room. Told you. Used to be like me and my ex-husband. We were playing Warcraft in the same room on our separate computers
Like,
in
I
the
don't
same
need
guild.
Discord. I can just talk out loud.
Yeah, but this was in the days before Discord. This was back in the before times.
TeamSpeak days.
Yes, the TeamSpeak days.
Ooh. Oh, now I'm curious.
Yeah, this was
That's
2005, 6, 2007. Yeah.
So usually what happens is there is a couch right here, and I'm against the wall, and then the TV's like behind me. So the wife will like be playing Stardew Valley, and we'll be like almost touching
No.
elbows.
Stardew Valley.
You ready for this? Husband's desk.
There
Nice.
you go.
See?
Nice.
That's just my screensaver.
Hey,
Very nice.
it's a good one.
All right. Well,
Absolutely.
do we want to go over some The only last minute shopping,
Sherry does
all the other stuff. Not a surprise. The only shopping thing that I could like local was Kitty. I mean, that was my immediate local Texas-based holiday last minute shopping person. So
I mean, obviously, outside of this wonderful not Patreon, but this wonderful Kickstarter here,
yes,
is
which
fantastic. By the way, a great book, a wonderful book for anyone who has anything to do with steampunk.
See, you're better at this than I am.
Or any type of like costuming.
We love you.
Like, my friend that has come to me from an earlier point up here, Kawa Daishi, he goes out and he actually LARPs a lot, and so I know he'd be very interested in that kind of thing. But yeah, outside of that, there's one or two other people that I would like to mention for like last minute shopping. One is the Necrofessor. He is
okay. Yeah, what is that? You said that earlier.
He has a comic strip. That's what he does.
Okay.
And he has a lot of like just cool comic strip stuff that goes with his. He's got like, the Necrofessor.
Necrofessor, like professor, but necro.
Yeah. He is a mad scientist, necromancer, but he is all about the science behind it. And he wears his character wears the.
There's the science, we just don't understand it yet, and you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so more science must be done. Quick, hook up the IV of caffeine. We're going in for an all-nighter.
Do you have a link for him?
Huh?
Do you have a link? You're just going to tell us about him, but not how to find him?
You can find Necrofessor.
Oh, he's been on the show? I was not on that episode, I think.
Yep. He has a YouTube channel called Plague Life. You just type in Necrofessor. He's got some
nice,
weirdly funny and not disturbing, weird, like disgusting, but just like, wow, I never would have thought of that. mental imagery he got going on. But yeah, he has a WordPress website. Where's he selling his stuff at? Pinterest. There's only one person I know of apparently named Necrofessor on the internet, and it's him.
Shocking.
Really? Our friends?
At least they don't swear online.
Oh no, yeah.
Who would do that?
Out of the blue.
Let's see
here if I can share my screen or something to give. Like he has a Christmas tree picture right now.
Oh yeah, okay. I've seen. Oh yeah, okay. Now I'm looking at it. I see. I know who you're talking about. I've seen them. Yeah.
So, like this. Boop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cute.
Can I scroll? Yeah. Then he has his fun comic strips.
Oh, cute. Yeah.
Yep. He's been going on for a long time. It was funny because one of our friends she was very young, and she's like, "Oh, I have this comic strip y'all guys would love." She shows us, like, "Oh yeah, no, Necrofessor, he's a great guy." Out of like multiple conventions, we talk all the time online. She's like, "What?" Just like starstruck that we just like talk to this guy like he's just like Bob next door. She's been like idolizing this guy for so long.
We're that cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who was your other one then?
Yeah.
You said you had two.
Said I had one or two.
Pardon me. Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm lying. No. Oh, jeez. I mean, obviously we have Kitty. We were always very welcome.
And Kitty just said that she remade her skull earrings and added them back to her site for those who need less pricey last-minute gifts.
Also, she's got very good man rings that fit very well.
Man rings.
Man rings. I have mine
for man hands.
Or if you have man hands.
I was gonna say.
She's got man hands.
I've seen that episode. I understand that reference.
I do too.
I got that. I understood that reference.
I mean, if we want to show how old we really are, I watched it for the first time. I watched it when it was first aired because it was. I mean, now I can look back and realize how problematic it is. But
right, oh my god, so many things.
But when the hand shows up in the camera, brushing his face off, I was like, "Come on."
Well, guess what? No soup for you.
I swear, I didn't watch it a ton. I swear I've seen like 12 episodes. And somehow I've seen that one like 4 times.
Yeah, that one.
Because it's very popular for people to make fun of. It's kind of like the No Soup for You guy.
The No Soup for You guy, yeah.
Or the one where...
Or the one where where George keeps screaming. Yeah.
Or that one where the
Summer
guy's
George.
room has like red light coming out and it's like bathing him and he's like, it's whatever the thing, Jerry. It's just whatever. And
It kind of
makes some
reminds me
really
of the
funny memes.
gimmick, the shtick in So I Married an Axe Murderer, where he's like,
Love that movie.
"Yeah, she smelled like soup. She smelled exactly like soup. I couldn't even.
Yeah.
I couldn't even.
You
That
need
movie's
therapy,
so
my
funny.
dude."
I forgot about that movie.
Children of the night. Come, Natasha. Let us dance.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie too.
Man, it has.
Yeah.
The Colonel.
Back when Mike Myers was showing up everywhere.
Yeah.
Before he made his huge debut and as a international man of mystery, and then kind of also killed his career in the same way.
Oh, I've heard about him though. There's other things that kind of
I know.
apparently not super awesome to work with. So
He seems high maintenance.
yeah. Although I mean that seems to be coming up with a lot of these comedians. Chevy Chase, Bill Murray. Yeah.
Bill Murray just doesn't want to work anymore, and people just keep sending him scripts, and he's like, you know what, this one sounds kind of cute.
The things about him on set, especially with Groundhog Day, apparently he was.
Oh no, yeah, he was
a lot of really bad behavior.
He was not happy. He did not want to do Groundhog Day, actually.
He didn't want to do it, and it's
Really? Because it was like kind of.
I know it's amazing. No, he did not want to do it, and then Chevy Chase is just a general dick. But Christmas Vacation is one of my favorite movies. I have to watch it every year. It's like tradition. But he is such an asshole. He's a horrible person. Yeah, he's just.
And yet, one of the best memes online is, "F you, I'll see you tomorrow." Is him walking out the door.
Kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your own ass. Happy Hanukkah. Yeah.
Did I tell you guys? I took some marketing advice and got back on Twitter.
Oh no.
It's just like kind of like you can't just be on Facebook because that's.
I know it's just
old people like me.
Twitter is just rolling downhill at an incredible rate. Apparently. I can send you a Blue Sky invite though if you want it.
What's that?
Just keep dead naming
Blue Sky.
it.
It's where a lot of us fled after Twitter after running downhill. It actually looks a lot like Twitter did in the early days, and you still need invites to get into it.
So I want to say like 9 months into joining Twitter, a very, very long time ago, like 10 years ago or something, I posted a couple pictures side by side of my 7 of 9 costume, and I tagged Jerry Ryan, and she said, "Awesome!" and she liked it, and I figured that was a good high point to go out on.
Yeah, that really is. I will admit it.
Famous now, so but yeah, so I got back on Twitter and I posted my second outfit from Fan Expo, which was a Captain 7 with a blonde wig and the new, from Picard, in the uniform. And I'm like, this 12 years later, an update. And I'm like, okay, if she responds to that, I'm actually famous.
Oh no, did she?
No, I mean, that was like 3 days ago. So
yeah, but
I'm trying all the marketing.
Hey, you got to do what you got. What about Instagram? Are you on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on under Duchess Winslet, but also Twilight Ember Education, which is the more folk trying to get the businessy end of things going.
Okay.
So, and I've been trying to post more on that. It's just I'm not good at posting regularly, which is the whole important thing. So I'm trying to get better at that. I figure
got to be actively involved.
Exactly. So it's a process.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Twitter was the only one that I was regularly on, and then now it's X, and which is kind of stupid because people still call it Twitter, or in articles they call it X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, no one wants to ever drop Twitter as the name.
They'll never,
because it was a great name,
and
X is going to turn into something else.
Yeah, it was Twitter for 15 years.
With Twitter, you tweet. What do you do with X?
Post. If you can't see, he doesn't want it, like in interviews with him where people will say something about a tweet or a retweet, it's a post or a repost.
I don't care what he wants.
That's why we dead name it, because we understand what this means and we are fully for it.
Yes. Yeah. I loved it. I mean, that's where I met my husband. I had a great time on Twitter, and now it's just Twitter is in the shitter. And
Kristen says most small creators have a hard time posting regularly.
Well, yeah, y'all are busy.
between having the time and I have this thing where I feel like if I'm going to post something, it needs to be something new and interesting and like have some sort of like special value. And I think objectively, that's not what people post. They'll just kind of like post anything, or they'll post a new thing, like a different view, like 4 times because they know not everybody's seeing it. But I'm like, well, I can't post the same thing twice. They've seen it before.
So I get around that as a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
I have found out the wonderfulness of, I have a lot of long form videos and I do a lot of gaming. So it's not like it's, it is what it is. But I found out that if I have a minute worth, like for YouTube Shorts, it's a minute only. And so if I have a joke that's in the less than that minute realm, that is just utterly stupid, I will cut that and I will post it and link it to the long form video. And I'm noticing it's working better for that. But I've considered doing that for this show too, so I can actually go back and cut when you cursed and then make that a short for all of us. I know, right? It'd be great.
Put all of our worst moments on there.
All the worst moments of steampunk.
Fancy. That was a soundbite for you.
That's a perfect soundbite. I love it.
Oh, God.
Yes. Texas Steampunk Connection. That's right.
There we go. I love it.
We try to stay on the rails, but it doesn't happen.
I'm going to talk to Thax about working that into the opening of next year.
Oh, yeah. The opener soon, isn't he?
Yeah, it's time to make a new opening. We've been here a year with this one.
Jazz hands.
Get a better picture of me on there.
I should have been more dressed up.
Oh, I know.
Next time.
But I lit a candle.
You do have a candle in the background. A cat.
You can't
Yeah,
tell.
A candle and a cat.
It's totally lit. Yeah, where'd my cat go? Garrus. We'll see.
All right. Well, Jack, do you have any more?
Outside. Oh, there's this wonderful podcast you need to check out.
Okay.
And subscribe to their Patreon, because they're always looking to do fun and new things.
And that would
I
be.
can't even say that with a straight face right now. You need to go to Texas Steampunk Connection.
Buy yourself a Christmas present. Subscribe to our Patreon.
This Christmas present pays off twice a week, twice a month for the entire year. Yeah, twice a month, not twice a week. We're not that Phil yet.
No.
Oh, we've got some marketing advice coming in. Keep Reels and TikTok stuff to 10 to 20 seconds. Yeah, because attention span and if they finish a reel, they consider it successful, so more people will want to see it.
Wait, do you use TikTok? I hate TikTok. I can't.
Me, I don't really. Actually, I do have a TikTok.
At the beginning of the pandemic, I made a TikTok with my school email to entertain the kids. And I did a couple of I'm growing little vegetable seedlings, and I'm like, look, my class is listening so well, and they're reaching for the sun, but they don't talk back. And then I scan over to the seedlings and like, oh.
They're so busy, hard at work, growing.
Johnny would like to remind us
them.
The Galveston Steampunk Festival is only 4 months away.
Ooh.
But yes, Rita said buy your tickets to Galveston Steampunk Festival for your friends that want to go.
Yes, we'll see you there.
I don't know yet, but I may not be able to go because I have been accepted for a conference in England in the middle of April.
What? You wait until 54?
Fly back.
It's an academic conference.
I don't care. That's amazing.
Well, we're trying to get my husband's passport situation straightened out. So yeah, it's like the 2nd or 3rd week of April. So yeah, we're gonna. We don't know.
For a holiday.
We're going for a holiday to Newcastle. Yes, very excited. But like I said, we'll have to see what happens. So, but yes, I got a paper accepted about what am I writing about? I can't even remember what I'm writing about. I don't know.
I wrote they accepted me. I wrote a paper. It's cool.
It's one of those things where you slam together an abstract and you send it in, and they actually accept you, which means you actually have to write the paper. So I'll be writing it like on the plane. So
deadlines are your friend.
Yeah. 10 pages. I'll whip that out in 24 hours. It won't be good, but it'll be done. So
it's funny because we say that in either college or beyond that academia. They're like, oh yeah, or maybe not college, but masters. Graduate school. They're like, oh, Yeah, I have a paper, but it's only like 8 pages.
Yeah.
It's
It's
one of
I'll
those-
do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
I mean,
really weird. You are right. At this point in time, in anything that I happen to do on an average day, or even like something I relatively know about, I can write 10 pages on it.
Yeah.
Given a little bit of time.
Surprisingly
well, and
quick.
I mean, especially with grad school, because it's expected that you're going to recycle things that you've already written.
Yeah,
And once I hit my PhD, it's a lot of the stuff I did for library school. I
Yeah,
could pull it
you're just
back,
rehashing
drag
a
it back
lot of it.
out.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I mean, whatever the paper I give in April is going to be something for my dissertation. It was something I'll already have written.
Mhm.
Just crammed it, turned it into an actual academic paper and not just me.
What, you can't come up with original
Yelling
content on
into a-
your own?
No, that's what like I said, that's what getting a PhD is all about. Knowing how to time manage and recycle your
Growing
material.
and expanding your own bank of knowledge, and that's
There you go. That's the fancy way to put it.
I know. I just from the YouTube perspective on this, it's always got to be new things.
Nope. No. Nope. You learn how to use your own work in new and interesting ways, and that's not plagiarism. So,
All right, I'm being asked to do something here.
yes, Jack,
Yes, Johnny,
please give Johnny Lawrence's contact information.
Galveston.
Right. Okay, I will get on that.
All right, and it's 4 till. So, do you want me to do the?
You want to push the button?
No,
Oh,
I was
wait,
gonna.
no,
I don't
Catherine,
have the button. I'll
you
do the
don't have any
Patreon text.
You
Okay,
should
you
come
gotta do
down
the
and vend at the Galveston Steampunk Festival.
Hey, you could.
You should.
All right, so Thax's pretend this is in Thax's very enthusiastic usual show. Texas Steampunk Connection is supported in part by J.R. Seeger's A School for the Great Game, where Edwardian teen Elizabeth Bancroft resents being sent to a finishing school in India. The college is, in fact, the British India School for Spies, teaching the family business of espionage, martial arts, and Tibetan mystic arts. A School for the Great Game is the first in the Steampunk Garage series, and it's available on Amazon. We are also supported by Fair Treasures. Fair Treasures has a selection of Texas-made, female-presenting costuming and accessories for steampunk and Renaissance wear, and one-of-a-kind imported jewelry. You can shop Fair Treasures at fairtreasures.com or on etsy.com, and that's fair with an E. We also want to thank our patrons, Jenny and Ryan Shaver, our certified aeronaut, Natalie McTavish, and a generous grant from the crew of the airship Aberfeldy, Rita and Lawrence Allen.
Thank you. You did a good job.
There you go. Like I said, Thax does it in a much more exciting and enthusiastic voice.
It's all about the handlebar mustache. I'm sure.
I think so. He's got a lot of mustache going on there. Yeah. Yes, I can't fake the mustache. So
What?
all right. Well, thank you, Lawrence. Anybody have any final thoughts before we all retire to our bottles for the night?
Oh crap! It's this close to Christmas already.
Yeah. Well, when are we coming back? When's the next? Today's the 12th, the 26th. So the day after Christmas will be our next one, and hopefully we'll have
next one. If that's able for y'all, I don't know what the travel is. We'll say we're doing it at this moment.
I'm not traveling anywhere, so
You're not going anywhere. Okay.
no, we'll be here. I don't talk to most of my family, so I'm
I
home
should
on
be
holidays.
back by then. So
Yeah.
Do you have a guest planned or don't know yet?
Huh?
For
you-
for Christmas?
Yeah.
Not so far. It's usually last minute. So, well, I mean, it's usually last minute, but hey, I don't think there'd be a problem with having you back.
We can have her back.
And that'll give you a few more days to.
I just meant I'd like come on and be like, "Hi guys."
Hey.
You can come on and you'll have a few more days to, talk to people about your.
Yep.
You can
So-
update us on the progress.
So my husband decided that for his 50th, I said it out loud.
Whoa.
It's like, I think we should go somewhere warm. I'm like, okay. Just my arm. And Lawrence finished his bottle. So we will be out of the country, but I'm planning on doing my wrap up party beachfront. And
Nice.
it'll be a celebration.
Do you know where you're going yet? Where are you going?
Turks and Caicos.
Fancy pants.
Where's that?
It is 575 miles southeast of the Florida Panhandle. and it's beautiful.
It's all beach. It's all beach, baby.
Oh.
Yep. Blue water. Yeah.
Got a handle on a full apartment.
Oh,
Something like a 2-3 minute walk from Grace Bay Beach for less
nice.
than $200 a night.
Wow.
Somehow, several months ago, they had the 30th through the 4th open, like fully booked 2 months out either way.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, yoink.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna spend New Year's Eve on the beach?
Yeah.
Nice. Very
His
nice.
birthday is January 1st. Poor baby.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That is a cold birthday, but
That's one of those bad birthdays. Yeah.
you never have to drive on New Year's Eve. Because
Yeah.
it's your
Nobody
birthday.
wants that.
Nobody's going to do that to you.
All right.
Downside, I always have to drive on New Year's Eve.
I don't go anywhere on New Year's Eve. Not anymore. I just stay home and. Nope. I'm a paranoid person now.
I stay home and nope out.
I stay home
Nope
and
out.
usually watch The Matrix or something like that. Drink a bottle of Prosecco and go to bed at like
Look at
11.
that New Year's Eve.
He has a thing for Neo, you know.
Hey,
Don't we all though?
it's Keanu. He's such a-
Basically, everybody in the film.
he's-
The
I
whole
mean,
reason the fourth one is as good as it is, they basically just rehashed the second one.
I
with,
know. I
everyone
know.
just kind of going like,
Like, I'm just going to show you a lot of clips.
it's a it's
I loved
it's a
it.
Matrix clip show. And
Yes, it was awesome.
it worked out
It's
very
a
well.
terrible time to start this, but yeah, I had a lot of hope in the first 20 minutes of that film. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I still loved it. But I don't know. I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to movies
Neo.
and stuff. Yeah,
It's hard to mess up a
anything.
movie for me. If I can suspend most of my belief, I'm okay with it. But the moment you start like not reloading too often or just absurdity and it doesn't fit the current set of like how the world works, then I can get then I'm just like
I was looking at what they were doing and I was formulating all these. Oh, I wonder if they're going here. I wonder if they're going. Be amazing. That'd be amazing. Okay.
I just
I
I just lay back
It
and
wasn't any of those things that I imagined.
oh no.
yeah, if I can't stick myself in the character's position, like Ryan Gosling, pretty much just decide like, all right. The reason I say that is because he is apparently becoming a person online where most men have the ability to like put themselves in his position, and understandably so. So everyone's just like, oh, it's like me.
That's a Hey Girl guy, right?
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling,
He's
he
Ken.
played Ken,
He played Ken in the
okay,
the Barbie movie. Yeah.
and so
Yeah,
Hey Girl. Yeah.
the Barbie
Yeah.
movie was amazing. Also, by the way,
it was.
I finally saw that a couple
so
weeks
good.
ago.
America Ferrera's speech, I was just crying. So good. And I don't know. I never really thought much about Ryan Gosling, but I could not
Well,
imagine
I think
anyone
he
else.
did a
playing
great
him.
job in this one because I'm just
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
was
no,
just
this is
like,
perfect.
yeah, I want that role. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean-
I think what he did to Barbie's house was perfect. It was
Oh,
a
no.
wonderful upgrade.
No.
Was
That's
perfect for the movie. Yeah.
Oh no. But yeah, it was. I couldn't imagine anybody else playing Barbie. I mean, she was like the most
No, it was
perfect. person they
perfect.
could-
And the
Yeah.
perfect person to play the weird Barbie too. was
I
perfect.
know. Weird
Just
Barbie
like,
was amazing. And they
I really
made them, but
enjoyed
it's almost
them.
impossible to get one now.
Was it
Yeah.
was it breaking the fourth wall or was it just acknowledgement of the fourth wall when they said, future note, like when you're trying to
Oh,
communicate
to
the idea of
filmmakers?
everyday woman, maybe this is not the best choice.
Yeah, was it note to filmmakers? If Margot Robbie is not the person to cast, if you want to make this point, we had to pause the movie there because we were laughing so.
That was
It's like,
great.
I feel so ugly, and you're
Yeah.
like, did you not put mascara on?
Yeah, she was. The whole thing was perfect. It was just yes. It was
The
very
movie made fun of itself enough. I was very happy because if that
Yeah,
movie
no,
tried to
yeah.
take itself seriously, it was not going to work.
Like,
good. It
hey,
had
everybody,
really good.
we're having fun. I'm not thinking about death anymore.
Yeah.
And then
And
you go see, Oppenheimer afterwards or something.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't get to
actually-
do the dual, but I didn't get to do the back-to-back thing because I figured you'd want to do Oppenheimer first, so you're like utterly depressed, and you go to this purple, or this pink movie, and you're done. At the end of the day, it's shiny.
Well, I will say in episode 8, I have both an Oppenheimer quote and a Barbie quote.
Ooh.
Well, because I put in the "Do you guys ever think about dying?" I have that clip in there, and then my advisor was like, "You need to have an Oppenheimer quote in here too. I'm like, okay, I'll see.
Such a good advisor.
It's gotta be the one where he's sitting in the chair naked. You gotta figure out how to make that a quote.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
Spoiler.
Me neither. I just know the memes.
Does he need to be naked though?
I don't know why. He's in a leather chair.
Okay, ew. All right.
Maybe I need to come back. Jeez, we have got a lot to cover.
Yes,
Yep.
and it is 5 over, and Beth is tired, so
All right, guys.
it gets very, very hot in here when I'm in this. So
Part of it's probably the alcohol. The other part is just, you
We'll take that as a
are
compliment.
actually attractive, so you know.
I'm sweating, and also I'm an old woman with hot flashes, so time to.
You are wearing a sweater indoors. As a man, I can't do that.
I can wear a t-shirt, and it's too much. What can I say? I mean, I could take
Well,
off my sweater and show my guns if you want, but
I mean, she's over here,
yeah, I know. No, she's very intimidating. I don't know. No.
I guess we need to have a montage workout. That's what we need to do.
Gotta have a montage.
Montage.
That's what I'm saying. If my PhD could have been a montage, with starting with me being accepted, doing some homework, falling asleep with my glasses crooked, and then smash
Drooling
cut
all
to
over your paper.
yes, and then smash cut to the graduation party. If we could do that, it would be great.
That would have saved me a
Love
lot of time in
montage.
college.
I was at TeslaCon and a friend asked me, and this is a lovely closing note.
Oh no.
She's a friend who has a way with words. We all have a few of them. And she goes, so question, why do you never look as muscular in real life as you do like in those videos that you post?
Oh no. Oh no.
And I'm like, you mean like the videos of me lifting 300 pounds? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, because I'm not always lifting 300 pounds. And by the time I take the video, that's supposed to be like my personal record lift, which means I've already lifted leading up to that amount like 15 times.
Oh no.
Which means I've lifted about 2,500 pounds. So my muscles are working. But
Yeah.
right now, I'm just going about my day.
Oh God.
People don't. There are people who don't understand the fact that if your muscles aren't always big because
When they're at rest,
on
they're
making
not.
them
You can
that
always
way.
do them. You are dangerously dehydrated.
Yeah.
Probably. Like Hugh Jackman.
All right.
Wolverine.
That's a wonderful way to leave this. I like that.
Like a Wolverine. All
Like
right.
Wolverine.
All right, Jack, roll us out.
All right. Is there a button for it? Let's see.
I don't know. I don't know that.
Gosh darn it, Thax.
The adult is not in the room.
I was gonna say this is what happened when Dad's not here.
So, once again, thank you for listening. You can find us again on Facebook at Texas Steampunk Connection for any comments, questions, suggestions. If you know of something happening Steampunk that's happening soon, we can put it on our calendar, on our Patreon, as well as the list of over 100 comics and graphic novels, Steampunk and Weird West related.
You can also email us at texassteampunkconnection@gmail.com. And we're a streaming podcast, texassteampunkconnection.podbean.com.
And if you lose it on Facebook and you want to watch a rerun of this show at any point in time on YouTube, you can go find them on Steam Chest.
And although we've made many, many jokes about Twitter, you can look for us at TX Steam Connect 1 on Twitter.
I never use it. I never look at it. I don't know. I don't understand Twitter. Once again, thank you very much. And until next time, mind your gauges.
Mind your gauges.